Good morning, Villa fans, and welcome to a match reaction. Villa are into the semi-finals. Excellent news. Crystal Palace await. Jacob Ramsey firing this beauty to seal the game at 3-0. Marcus Rashford getting his name on the score sheet for the first time in a Villa shirt, and then did it again from the penalty spot. So excellent news. First half wasn't the best. Less said about that, the better. So, we'll skim past that, really. There wasn't too much going on in that first half. And team lineup-wise, it was a couple of surprises, really, because I thought maybe Daniel Marlon might start in this one. Didn't. Ollie Watkins was on the bench. Rashford up front, which looked a bit different for us. And defensively, Digne playing instead of Martin, which was okay, which was not too bad. Matty Cash getting the nod, as I thought, at right back. And then Boubacar Kamara. What a player. What an absolute beast. Need to tie him down to a long-term contract. Give him whatever he likes. The Rio Ferdinand, give him the contract. Let him write whatever number he wants on there. Pay the guy. The guy is outstanding. Just gives so much calmness and assurance to that defence. Covers the right back as he goes forward. When we saw him sort of slot in alongside sort of Konsa and Mings, and then Matty Cash was going forward. But just, at half-time, I wasn't happy. I thought Preston did well. They had a game plan to frustrate Villa, and they did. Not many chances at all. They actually probably had the best chance in the first half, maybe, with that sort of headed chance that went just wide. Second half, it needed the goal. It needed the goal. And, I think the goal was well taken, actually, from the back. If you watch it from the beginning part of the move, Mings wins a header, plays it out to Digne into sort of Ramsey on the halfway. I think Ramsey gets tackled, but then it's picked up by Asensio, who feeds it back into Ramsey. Ramsey then advances towards the box, plays in Luca Digne, who's continued that run on the left-hand side. And then Luca Digne plays a lovely ball in, low and hard, penalty spot kind of area. And Marcus Rashford is there to stroke it home for his first goal in Aston Villa colours. So really great to see that. I thought we could have tested their keeper a bit more as well. He was coming in cold, 44 years of age, first appearance, I think, of the season. Didn't get too many shots against him. Some of the free kicks that we had, didn't really test him that much. Rashford had one in the first half, which didn't do too much. We had, I think, 9 corners in this game. I don't remember very many really sort of creating any chances or looking like there was something off the training ground. It was a bit frustrating, really, on the set pieces. We had chances to get some good deliveries in, but really didn't. And then Rashford, there was gets his second, obviously, after you can call it a soft penalty, but at the end of the day, the guy has stood on Morgan Rogers' foot. Rogers has sort of played the ball out of the box, and he's just come in and just trod on his foot. If it was the other way around, I would have been a bit upset about it, but referee delayed his decision and then pointed to the spot. We get the penalty a few minutes after taking the lead, and it's Marcus Rashford who steps up. And I don't know whether you've seen the video going around, but doesn't even look at the ball. So he literally places the ball, he's sort of retreating for his run up, and then doesn't even look at the ball. Obviously, the ball's not going to move, but still, technique just gives the keeper kind of the eyes about where he's going to go, and then just calmly strokes it in for 2-0 there. But by that point, Preston are done, really. Do you know what I mean? They it was sort of damage limitation, really, and Villa were wave after wave of attack. I think Morgan Rogers had a chance. Ramsey miscues his shot. Rogers is there. It cleared off the line. That could have been 3. But then we do make it 3 soon after. Again, Luca Digne getting the assist, second one of the game. Playing the ball into Ramsey on halfway. Similar kind of move to the second goal where he just drives towards goal. I mean, it takes a little bit of a heavy touch, but there's no one sort of closing him down or coming towards him. So he finds himself literally on the edge of the box, drives in a little bit towards inside the box, and then unleashes a powerful effort, as you can see here in the picture, which basically just goes through the gloves of the goalkeeper. Maybe if the keeper was a bit more, I don't want to say experienced, but a bit more warmed up, could have maybe sort of done better with that, but it went through his gloves and ends up in the back of the net, and it's 3-0 to Villa. And it was like 3 goals within the space of, 10, 12 minutes perhaps, something like that, which really just killed off the resistance of Preston, who I thought did well. You know, they were had a game plan. They came with it, frustrated us for long periods of time, but then the class just shows. And, you know, the quality from the bench now that we're seeing at Villa is really, really amazing. You know, this game here, you know, we didn't even have Ross Barkley or Leon Bailey in the squad. I'm not sure what happened with Leon Bailey. Maybe he came back late from Jamaica duty, but he wasn't in the squad. Ross Barkley, we knew beforehand, wasn't going to be in the squad. And then we had, you know, we had a bench with Ollie Watkins coming on late on. He could have scored two, should have scored two. First touch of the ball was a glancing header, which went wide. And then the second one was a through ball into him, which he gets free. And then he's trying to place it low and hard into the corner. It drags it kind of wide. But, you know, we've seen that quite a few times from Watkins this season. Daniel Marlon coming off the bench, didn't get too much into the game. Shows a lot of kind of aggression and willing to kind of get on the ball and try to win the ball. But, yeah, didn't do too much in the, 19, 20 minutes that he was on the pitch, really. Onana coming off the bench as well. This is a £50 million player. You know, I'm sure that we've got bigger plans for him. He is still quite young, but I'm sure we haven't brought him on just to play and be a cheerleader for us. But at the moment, he does not get in front of Boubacar Kamara. He does not get in front of Yuri Tielemans. He doesn't even get in front of John McGinn in that CDM pivot position. So you are looking at, you know, squad depth there and him being a fourth choice CDM pick, really. Doesn't really pick out the through balls like Tielemans can. He's more just a keep it ticking, steady, using his power and his strength and his height. Doesn't really sort of progress the ball too much, just plays that safe pass more or less all the time. Whereas Tielemans is a bit more of a, you know, try to get the ball in between the lines and get it into players to, you know, get them running at the defenders like Morgan Rogers or, you know, Asensio or Ramsey. In this case, I thought Ramsey had a really good game. If I'm doing my player ratings for this as well, I think Emi Martinez, really difficult for him because he didn't have a lot to do. So 6. Matty Cash, there's a couple of times where I was hoping he'd go a bit more forward and be a bit more adventurous, but he wasn't. I'm going to give him a 6. Ezri Konsa, steady Eddie as always, 7. Mings won everything in the air. He was doing really well, 7. Luca Digne, 2 assists in the game. I'm going to give him a 7. Again, there was a couple of times in the first half where his delivery kind of let him down. Ahead of that, Kamara, 8, just tremendous. Tielemans, 7. Ramsey, great goal, driving run, I think 8. And then Asensio, I thought it was a little bit quiet, actually, to be fair. I'm going to give him a 6. And then we had Morgan Rogers, who again was kind of a little bit quiet, came into it a little bit in the second half. I'll give him a 7, just about. And then up front, we had Marcus Rashford, obviously 2 goals. You've got to give him an 8 as well then. So the 3 players that stood out, Rashford, Ramsey, the 2 goal scorers, and I would say Boubacar Kamara. And then the subs who came on, not going to go through those. But yeah, Garcia came on for the last 10 minutes as well. Onana did well when he came on, just keeping this game ticking over. Ollie Watkins had a couple of chances, didn't take them. Martin didn't get off the bench. Didn't see Pau Torres either, but you know, we obviously got other games coming up. Brighton now as well on Wednesday. But we're into the semi-finals. Crystal Palace away. Our bogey team, who we've not been able to beat, knocked out the Carabao Cup, beat us convincingly in the league. When we went to a back 3, hopefully we won't be seeing that again. But if it was at Selhurst Park, I would be a bit more nervous. But because it's on neutral territory at Wembley, everyone says it's a bigger pitch, but I'm sure pretty much all pitch dimensions now are pretty much similar. But it's going to be good. It's going to be excellent to have sort of 35,000 Villa fans packed into there, 35,000 Palace fans, and then obviously you've got hospitality. It's going to be an occasion. I'm going to try to get a ticket if I can. Really want to go to the game, but you know, we'll see what we can do there. But Palace are going to be tricky. They're looking very good. Glasner's at the moment got Unai Emery's number in terms of, you know, seems to always win. And the stat of the day is Ismail Sarr, isn't it? He's scored in every single appearance against Aston Villa, whether that's it for Watford or Crystal Palace. Every game that he's played against Aston Villa, he has scored. So we need Boubacar Kamara to man-mark him, for sure. Can't be having that continuing in the semi-final. Mateta's a danger. Eze's a great player. Wharton's a terrific player. You know, the fullbacks get forward really well as well, so that they've got threats all over the pitch. But you've got to say, a semi-final against Crystal Palace to get to an FA Cup final. Normally at this point, you know, you're left with Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, you know, those sorts of teams. This time around, it's a little bit different. You know, you've got Man City, us, Forest, and obviously Palace left in the competition. So it's a really good chance for us to get to the final and get the winners of Forest or City. And I fancy Forest to beat City for some reason for that in that other semi-final. I think they recently beat City as well, and they're on a high. So will be interesting to see who we get in that one. But Brighton are up next on Wednesday. We know what to expect there. It's going to be a tough game. You know, the manager there is doing really well. Is it Holzner? I think his name is. He's a young manager. You know, he's got people like João Pedro and Welbeck firing. He's got Mitoma. He's got the other guy, Minte, who looks very good as well. So they are going to be a threat. But we're coming back into this end of the season now. You know, fresh. You know, hopefully a bit of freshness about us. We've got the squad. They're coming back. Barkley and Bailey should be hopefully back soon as well, which will give us a full squad. And we're going to have to use that over the next sort of, Premier League games, FA Cup ties, Champions League ties as well. So it's going to be a heck of a couple of months to go. I think it's like 8 games in 21 days coming up. So the squad is going to be used quite a lot. So the players that you see against Brighton necessarily won't be the players that are going to play against Forest. So, but we've got the squad depth now, whereas other teams around us, the likes of Brighton, probably don't. So they're going to have to go again, and they've just completed 120 minutes and got knocked out on penalties to Forest on Saturday. So, you know, how are they going to be feeling? A few weary legs, few injuries here and there. You know, we can freshen it up. If Ramsey's not fit, Rashford plays. Watkins can go up front. Rashford can go up front. You know, the beauty of having Rashford is that he can play multiple positions. I don't really like him as a striker. I like him from the left, where he's got a bit more room and he can use that one-on-one ability to get past the player. So, you know, if Watkins is fit, then I think he has to come in and play against Brighton. But it's going to be a tough game against Brighton. You know, they are good, a good footballing side, threats from set pieces as well. But I do expect Villa to get something at the Amex. I think we're going to get, I would love to say a win, I really would. But I think I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw at the Amex. But if we can get 3 points, oh my goodness, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. So going to be a tough game. You know, Brighton are also fighting for European spots as well. So, you know, there's a lot riding on these last sort of few games of the Premier League season still for us. So we need to go into this game, and then we've got the Forest game, and then we've got Paris Saint-Germain. I thought Paris Saint-Germain was this week, so I got that wrong in my preview. And I talked about resting a few players for Paris, but yeah, it's next week, not this Wednesday. So yeah, have a little bit more of a bit of a relax on that. So yeah, but it's going to be tough on Wednesday. We need to look forward to that. I mean, I probably would keep, you know, I want to play Rashford from the left, but Ramsey's done so well, you can't drop him. Morgan Rogers, can't really drop him either. Asensio, maybe he affects the game more from the bench. Maybe it's Rogers back in as the 10. You know, maybe Rashford out on the right perhaps, or, you know, see what he can do out there. And I don't know. But whatever Unai Emery goes with, I'm all for it. Who am I to question Unai Emery? He's got everything right so far. He's now got the squad depth, but it wouldn't surprise me to see him freshen it up for Wednesday. The likes of Ian Martin coming in, the likes of maybe Andres Garcia coming in, perhaps. It all kind of depends on availability, and we've got the squad coming back now at the right time. Injuries are coming back, so you know we need to get Watkins firing. I think he needs a goal. I think he's missed a couple of chances in the last few games. So he needs to get a goal under his belt. And I'm predicting that he will score twice against Brighton on Wednesday. In a 2-2 draw, Ollie Watkins to score twice. That's my accumulator. But anyway, guys, smash a like, comment your thoughts. What would you do team lineup-wise now that everyone's coming back into a full bill of health for Brighton? What do you want to see? Do you want to see Rashford play up front again? Do you want to see him from the left? Should Ramsey keep his place after doing really well? Do we continue playing Kamara and Tielemans? Where does that leave John McGinn as a captain? But I'm sure there's going to be some rotation in the games that we're going to see in the next sort of few weeks, really, and a couple of months. But Guys, smash a like and comment, subscribe as well. A lot of you guys are watching my videos and not subscribing. Like 90% of you are not subscribed. So just hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back at you with an instant match reaction on Wednesday night for the Brighton game. Hopefully we're celebrating 3 points. That'll be unreal. But for some reason, I think it's going to be a 2-2. I think it's going to be a Desmond. But let me know your score predictions. Till the next video, guys. Enjoy the rest of your working week. Bye for now.